Hey, what's up, everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. All right, wait a second. We're gonna change work. Let's move this way. That way. Anyway, today classic reactions. Let's go straight into a nice. That's it. So, actually, I started to get into those because my friend Jean from Team Man and Sparrow and Jean G's, like my good friend that we make music together, he got really into Kraftwerk, and so I started to realize also their importance. I think unfortunately one of the member passed away recently, so I'm very curious. Das Modell. Let's check this out. Very, very influential band. Is it recording?
21st century.
From Germany. I think those guys are very responsible for all the electronics into and also this 80s sound. I mean, the original hipsters, like you hear also in the melody of the voice, very minimalist. The lyrics, just following the music. And also, the video already so weird with all the images from the golden era, maybe from the 50s, maybe from the 20s or the 30s. The makeup. We just did the Depeche Mode. Enjoy the silence, and you can see. You can definitely see the influence both in the composition and in the sound, even though this one is much more minimalist, with only the keys doing all the different aspects of what we usually expect from a band, with the bass and the drum, which is everything here is just done by the synthesizer, the keys, the keyboards. Very simple drum machine or drum effect. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. The bass is going something like this, and then you have the other keys doing really the high part harmony. And then with the voice, is just really under stressed. Like really, if you see a lot of bands, also in the late 2000s, like when all those new sort of indie band came out, you still see some of the influence in the way of singing there as well. Even if you take bands like The Strokes, for instance. It's pretty brilliant, actually, if you consider what the 80s, 70s was: rock, big voices, big bands, great solos which they lasted for like a minute or two, and in the 80s still would go on in the glam rock phase. So this coming from Europe, absolutely like sort of a turn in the way of presenting music, and that's why it's so influential, that's why it's so remarkable. And also, let's make sure that we are not looking like we are having fun. In Germany, we haven't had any fun since 1945. That's the way it is. Just be here, emotionless. We left all the emotions in 1939. I think it's just, I'm joking. Relax. I think it's a beautiful. Beautiful, this sort of drony, high-pitched solo that keeps going instead of the guitar solo. So there is a solo here as well, just a different interpretation. It's important also to contextualize the 80s. A lot of expectations, a lot of technology. Like I said before, also in the other video, we were like as children, as kids. I'm a 80s kid, 70s kid, but you know, I was really like I'm from 76, so 70s I was too small. You start to understand towards the 80s, early 80s, you start to understand a little bit. So TV, all the new movies, science fiction, Walkmans, VHS tapes, cameras, stereo decks, you know, all those things which created that sense of an incredible future. Things that which weren't available before started to be more available and more reachable. So there was a lot of expectations, I think, in the way that the future might have shaped. Through movies, through art, you would see this tendency of depicting the future in a very mechanical, robotic way. And that, therefore, also here you see this sort of stance of them almost looking like androids, you know, robotic, half human, half robots. That's why I think the very serious kind of look. Brilliant stuff, really brilliant stuff. Probably this is the most known, more commercial song of theirs, the more mainstream. The truth is that this song is dedicated to bikini wearing. This is dedicated to swimsuits. He has a fascination with those things. He never admitted to himself, but subconsciously that's what he's saying. He likes to collect bikini and old-fashioned swim pants or whatever has to do with swimming pools.
Ihr neues Titelbild ist einfach fabelhaft.
He wears them in the free
Ich muss
time.
sie wiedersehen, ich las sie, hat's
And also wedding
geschafft.
dresses for breakfast. You are entitled to dress however you like in your own house. If you want to put on a 50s wedding dress for breakfast while you're doing your smoothie or whatever, or you just baking your bread, completely fine. You have an ally here. Fully express yourself any way you prefer. As long as you don't have to take your kids at school dressed like that, you might create damages irreversible to those children. Please don't do that. All right. I mean, I have to say, this is way better. Look at the audience. So funny, the audience, because there was another mentality, I think, already sometimes for TV. You know, the audience very composed of different ages. I really wonder how did come across this stuff at the time.
21st century.
Wow, robotic voice. Well, guys, this is a classic. Let me know if you want to see more Kraftwerk or some other bands classic from this era. I'm enjoying reviewing a little bit all those different kind of period of music. Today, more on the 80s, 70s, classics. So I'll see you in a little bit on another video. Go check them out. It's free. I don't know what is this accent. I have no idea. I'm bad at making accent. I have already one on my own. Ciao. Wow. Yes. Yes. I know. It's cringy. I know it's crazy.